Good afternoon. This is Ron Mickens. Fraud upon the court. It is synonymous with being Willie Lynch. We were Willie Lynch. Stay with me. The truth is in the details. Oprah Winfrey asked a guest of hers about 3-4 weeks ago, what was God? Her response was, God is law, in which I agree 100%. Also, God is man and man is God. Existence exists, existent cannot not exist. So stay with me. My videos and our paper trail proves 100% that in our cases that the judges, attorneys, lawyers / lawyers, law enforcement officers, politicians, bureaucrats are all camouflage criminals in disguise. Okay? They are disguised criminals and racists to the highest degree. My video and our paper trail prove these allegations 100%. We must require the government to enforce the Constitution, objective law. They treated us like we were absolutely nothing. They degraded, demeaned, humiliated, debased, mortified, harassed, terrorized, threatened, stigmatized us, stole our property. They set us up to be murdered by a sheriff's SWAT team. They had me false arrested and in prison. Okay, they treated us as if we were nothing. Deprived us of all of our legal, civil, and constitutional rights and set us up to be murdered by a sheriff SWAT team. Now, they did this very same thing to who? George Floyd, Rashad Brooks, Sandra Bland, Trayvon Martin, Katherine Johnson, Sean Bell, Eric Gardner, Rekia Boyd, Amadou Diallo, Mac Brown, Kamani Gray, Kenneth Chamberlain, Tavares McGill, Tamir Rice, Ayanna Stanley Jones, Elijah McClain, so on and so forth. They were Willie Lynch as a strawman corporate slave. They were treated as nothing, non-human. Judges, lawyers, bureaucrats, law enforcement officers, they are hidden criminals, camouflage criminals. And they've been that way ever since the 3rd century BC. Plato is the one who invented this, created this formula for an anti-civilization. Plato was a brilliant deductive rationalizer who with Pericles operated the world to an anti-civilization. With Pericles, okay, they was responsible for this anti-civilization of subjective political agenda law and for criminals to rule. The anti-civilization phenomenon of boredom, dishonesty, irrationality, mysticism, criminality, disease, aging, and death must disappear as emotional excitement and material prosperity rise to undreamed heights. In other words, we got to learn how to apply and implement knowledge. Okay? We need the knowledge of our Constitution. Government made criminals and parasites execute entire populations with lethal injections of dishonesty, irrationality, and mysticism. Subjective law, ego, justice, political agenda law. They killed over 160 million people during the 20th century. And that did not include the 19 million that they killed in the wars. In prison, dead men are walking in the anti-civilization in which we live in. Dead populations are walking. The anti-civilization ingredients are dishonesty, irrationality, mysticism, subjective political agenda laws, ego justice. You also have what you call straw man corporation slave law. Okay? But reality, objective law, the Constitution vanishes dishonesty, irrationality, mysticism, subjective law, ego justice, political agenda law. Okay? Contradictions of what? Real law. Contradiction of objective law, constitutional law vanishes. Vanishes at the what? The wide scope integration of knowledge. Vanishes what? They vanish this subjective law as what? Nothing. It's unreal. Especially when you are viewing it from the civilization of the universe. Nature's quintessential secret reveals everyone on earth as a Truman living in an anti-civilization created by Pericles and Plato. They created this anti-civilization. For 2,300 years, an irrational anti-civilization has existed on earth in which everyone ultimately fails and dies. The problem, everyone on earth is invested in a death-oriented anti-civilization in which improvements mean shifting bad habits to different, more hitting bad habits, while reforms mean shifting obvious harm to deeper, less obvious harm. The criminals, the judges, lawyers, politicians, bureaucrats, and law enforcement officers do not want to lose their investment in this anti-civilization. They are hitting criminals, enforcing subjective political agenda law, ego justice, straw man corporate slave law. They are Willie lynching us. Okay? The civilization of the universe is predicated on God, objective law, constitutional law. Everyone is on a level playing field. There's no slavery. When you got the Constitution of the universe, it is impossible to be a slave. All men are what? We are all equal under God's law. But our problem is, to our detriment, is that we do not understand God's law, objective law, natural law, inalienable rights. They have replaced it with their fake, fraudulent, political agenda law, subjective law. So what? Stay with me. The rational civilization of the universe vanishes this anti-civilization that was created by Pericles and Plato, based on their lies, dishonesty, irrationality, illusions, and mysticism, subjective political agenda law, and ego justice. The rulers commit such crimes through force, dishonesty, theft, fraud, Ponzi schemes, and mysticism, because they can coerce or trick us, value producers, into supporting their hoaxes of unearned livelihood and illusions of self-worth. Few people will let themselves understand. Why? Because nearly everyone has deeply invested in today's irrational anti-civilization. The benefits are illusionary and leads to failure and death. With worldwide knowledge of the Constitution of the universe based on objective constitutional law, essentially everyone will abandon this anti-civilization and dump its deadly gifts. We must require President Trump to enforce, uphold the Constitution, objective law. This is how we get our revolution. No more enforcing subjective political agenda laws to our own detriment. We are doomed. We are doomed completely if we still sit by and let our brothers and sisters be murdered under subjective political agenda laws. They are conjured up trumped up hidden laws that give the fraudulent jurisdiction to allow these criminals to really lynch us, to reduce us to absolutely nothing. Now, I'm going to prove it to you because I got this document here in my possession in which my argument is predicated on. So what? Stay with me. The name of this document is called the Constitution of the Universe. That includes Earth and the U.S. Constitution. This law is important and governs the whole universe. So stay with me. The purpose of human life is to live happily. The function of government is to guarantee those conditions that allow individuals to fulfill their purposes. Those conditions can be guaranteed through a constitution that forbids the use of unnecessary force, the threat of force, coercion, and fraud. Okay? Against what? Any individual, self, or any individual's property. Now, Article 1. Stay with me. No person, group of persons, or government may initiate force, threat of force, or fraud against any individual, self, or property. Article 2. Force may be morally and legally used only in self-defense against those who violate Article 1. No exception shall exist for Article 1 and Article 2. This is what Trump is hiding from you. They're hiding the real Constitution. They've created this anti-civilization where they kind of mix subjective law up every now and then with a little objective law or constitutional law. They do this all. They bamboozled us. Okay? They are criminals acting in the sky. So, okay, this is a legal exhibit. Okay? This is a legal exhibit that's going to guarantee us equality, freedom, forever. So stay with me. And justice. Ego, justice, terminator. Objective law must be upheld. This legal exhibit demands that objective law be upheld by all officers of the court. Attach this exhibit to all motions, legal documents, correspondence used in any local, state, or federal court. This legal exhibit demands the termination of subjective political agenda law and ego justice. Upon receipt of this legal exhibit, under penalty of job termination, judges as well as prosecutors and lawyers must reject all forms of subjective political agenda law and ego justice. Those officers of the court must henceforth practice only objective law. Subjective law include political agenda law conjured up or trumped up by politicians and bureaucrats to gain self-serving benefits, false egos, and unearned power. Enforcement of political agenda law requires the use of force and armed bureaucrats against innocent people. Objective laws are not conjured up by politicians or bureaucrats. Instead, like the laws of physics, they arise from the immutable laws of nature. Such laws are valid, benefit everyone, and advance society. Objective laws are based upon the moral prohibition of initiatory force, threat of force, and fraud. Ego justice is the use of subjective political agenda laws to gain harmful livelihood and feel false importance. Ego justice is the survival tool of many harmful politicians, lawyers, and judges. Now, the benefit of the doubt clause. Except for the most egregious offenders, this legal exhibit presents an opportunity for officers of the court to amend their past errors of supporting subjective law and using ego justice. Each officer must henceforth uphold objective law and reject ego justice, along with its gun-back political agenda laws and enforcement. Purpose of this legal exhibit: to inform officers of the court that practicing ego justice and using threats, force, fines, guns, and jails to enforce political agenda laws are serious, objective crimes that must eventually be prosecuted. To inform officers of the court that they are henceforth fully responsible for upholding objective law and rejecting ego justice and subjective laws. Order: render criminal penalties only against those violating objective laws and committing objective crimes. Objective crimes occur only upon the initiation of force or fraud against individuals and their property. Such crimes include murder, rape, assault, robbery, fraud. Those crimes also include all ego justice fraud. Such criminal frauds encompass gun-back threats, gun-back assaults, gun-back pillaging, and gun-back false imprisonment executed by armed bureaucrats enforcing political agenda laws. Also, the illegal political weapons of RICO and seizure laws are increasingly used against innocent people. All such political agenda and ego justice crimes are terminated by enforcing objective laws, enforcing the Constitution. After receipt of this legal exhibit, any officer of the court who commit such crimes of ego justice and judicial fraud will eventually be identified, prosecuted, and have his or her harmful careers terminated. And through objective justice, court officers guilty of those serious crimes must pay restitution to their victims. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, all of us gotta have in our possession, to protect our constitutional rights, this powerful document. It creates an equal playing field for us all. Okay? We cannot have any more Bales, Brown, Gray, McLean, Rice, Jones, Boyd, McGill, Garner, Floyd, Bland, Brooks, family. This requires them to implement the real Constitution, not unconstitutional subjective agenda laws. Okay? The Floyd family and all the other families are being Willie lynched. We need the Constitution enforced to obtain and maintain justice. We must require the president to enforce our constitutional right, not fake subjective political or executive orders. We already have the Constitution. It's impossible for them to treat you as nothing if they are enforcing the Constitution. That is real law. That is God's law. All families must get and obtain a copy of this document and a copy of the Willie Lynch doctrine, because we are all being Willie Lynch. Okay, subscribers, my supporters, hey, you got to help me get this document out. Okay, this frees us all. We got to do this to prevent more of our sisters and brothers from being murdered. Okay, this is the real law. I heard a Dejirati say the other day that there were no such thing as a slave and a slave owner. Okay, in the anti-civilization there is, but in the civilization of the universe, or real civilization, just think about it. He is correct, because everybody is governed and treated equal pursuant to the real Constitution, not fake laws created, subjective laws, agenda law, and ego justice created by politicians and bureaucrats. Okay? Knowledge and understanding of my videos, of the Willie Lynch Doctrine, the Constitution of the universe, it guarantees us freedom, justice, and equality. It is impossible to treat us as if we are nothing, as if we are slaves. Now I'm bringing it to you today, but I'm going to be back because I got to share with you guys who Willie Lynch really is. Okay? I got to help remove this dishonesty, this irrationality, and this disease called mysticism from our mind and our brain. So you got to stay with me. You got to stay with me because I'm going to bring it to you. But subscribers, please now stay with me. We got to get this knowledge to other viewers. These videos has to go viral. Let's help save lives. You know the deal because you've been following me. The one who's got it and my subscribers, I know you got to have it. Okay? I know you got to have it. This is power I'm offering everybody in this entire country. This document, you need to have it in your possession so your constitutional rights will be upheld. It's not complicated. They murdered us. We are giving them permission to murder us with subjective political agenda laws and under strawman corporate law. We are nothing. So we got to understand our constitutional right, because our constitutional right put us on a level playing field with the universe. This is the only way to get harmony with yourself, with the world, and the universe. So you got to stay with me. In the words of Ida B. West, the way you right wrongs is to shine the light of truth upon them. Remember, it is impossible for them to enslave us if we require them to enforce the Constitution. That's all. It's God's law. It's natural law. It's based on physics. It's immutable. It does not change. It applies to all of us. So stay with me because I'm going to see you in a couple of days. So I'll talk to you then.